Alright, one more for the road. Then I'm going to bed. Because if you can't see the clock down there, it's late. Anyway, we're doing solving quadratics by taking square roots. It's going to be a little bit of a review with the method. Boop. That's not working. There we go. How can I solve quadratic equation by taking the square roots? Again, quadratic equation can have 0, 1, or 2 solutions. Okay, we discussed that on that last video. So, put a little star by this. You may want to write it down. My star has seen better days. So, pause the video. Alright, here we go. Boop. Another big main idea is somewhere in the quadratic function, you're likely to see an x squared. But solving an equation means you want to get x by itself. If you're not, if you're looking at x squared, you may want to change it to an x. How do you undo squaring part? That's right, you take the square root. Okay, the square root. Oh, it's my jam into the unknown. So again, if you want to write this down, pause it. If not, let's keep going. Boop. So, simple notes. Simple notes. Solve by taking the square roots. Use when there is no b term. Okay, that's no middle term. So, get x squared alone, and then take the square root. Don't forget, we're incorporating the plus and minus. We discussed this in class about the square root of 25 being either 5, or could it have been negative 5? Because 5 squared is 25, and negative 5 squared is 25. That's why we're going to incorporate plus minus. So, example 1, example 2. Go ahead and pause the video. Alright, we're back. So, notice, x squared is practically by itself. We just need to undo the squaring part. Boop, boop, boop. What you do to one side, do the other. So x equals plus minus root 20. But unfortunately, we need to break this down. But you know how to do that. You've had plenty of practice. You are pros at breaking this down. So 2's move out. 5's left over. So we have x equals plus minus 2 root 5. That is it. Boop. Same thing over here. Swish, swish. P equals plus minus root 8. Break 8 down. 2's are going to move out. So P equals plus minus 2 root 2. And that's it. All done. Let's keep going. Please, please, please follow order of operations. So if you feel so inclined, pause the video, copy these problems, and try them out. Again, you're using algebra. Alright, due to the nature of me wanting to go to bed, we need to divide by 2. So n squared equals, or pretty sure it's 36, but since it's getting late, I'm getting pretty tired, so I was right, it was 36. So take square root, and we get n equals plus minus 6. Boom, done. Add 6 to both sides. Again, following order of operations. Again, you should be pros at solving. If not, we need to fix that. Divide by 5. 45 divided by 5, I believe, is 9. So take square root. Square root of 9 is 3. So x equals plus minus 3. Boom. Okay. I think that's it for this page. We got some more concepts to discuss. We're not going to do that. We just did. Boop. Give the exact answer, round decimals. So again, take the square root of both sides. This is the exact answer. This is the estimate. Okay? You should be able to bounce between the two easily, especially if you have a Casio. Casio, you can just hit the SD button and it will help you bounce between the two. Boop. Let's say again, this is getting x by itself. Yada, yada, yada. If you want to jot this down, you can. I'm trying to get to the better stuff. But, you know, you would add 32 to both sides, take the square root, break it down, etc., etc. Again, if you want to pause the video, I'm about to throw the answer up. I'm trying to get to the good stuff. All right, there's your solution. Add 12, then divide by 3. You get 4. Square root of 4 is 2, so you get plus minus 2. Again, super important, plus minus. There are two answers here, a 2 and a negative 2. Okay. Now we're going to kick it up a notch. Okay. If we get a question like this bad boy, again, we need to get the square part by itself. Then take the square root of both sides when you get x minus 3 by itself. Write two equations, find the value of the x, one for the positive value, one for the negative. So again, pause the video if you feel so inclined to writing this down. If not, let's begin solving it. So go ahead and copy it. Again, if you want to try, go ahead. If not, let's keep going because I really want to go to bed. We're getting closer and closer to midnight. So plus 9, boop, x minus 3 squared equals 9. When we get to this point, you can take the square root of all of this. Man, let me just try this again. I'm getting all kind of crooked. That's how tired I am. Let's try this. Whoop. X minus 3 squared equals 9. There we go. Take the square roots. You can do it at this point. This turns into x minus 3 equals plus minus root 9. But we know what the square root of 9 is. That's 3. So plus minus 3. X minus 3. From here, you will break it up into two equations like we've been doing with that plus minus idea. So this will be x minus 3 equals the positive 3. This side will be x minus 3 equals the negative 3. Solve for x's. This is all algebra. Add 3 to both sides. You get x equals 6. Add 3 to both sides. You get x equaling 0. So our answers 0 and 6. Fancy bracket, fancy bracket. Okay. I like using the square roots because I just find them to be easier. Let's look at another example. Whoops. Sorry, this is just, a prettier version of what I just did. But you know what? I think I write wonderfully. Onto my music. There we go. Listen to Christoph's Lost in the Woods. Again, I'm going to fly through this one. So if you want to try it out for yourself, pause the video. If not, hold on. Here we go. Well, here, take a listen. Anyway, so plus 16, swoosh, x plus 2 squared, 16. Again, take the square root. Now we have x plus 2 equals plus minus. The square root of 16 is 4. From here, break it up. So now we have x plus 2 equals 4. X plus 2 equals negative 4. Subtract 2, we get x equals 2. Subtract 2, 2 negatives. They're going the same direction along the number line. Negative 6. So our answers are 2, negative 6. Skadoosh. Alright, let's keep going. Let's find us a hard one. Where the heck did my mouse go? There it is. Boop, boop. Hmm. Yeah, we'll do this one. Go ahead and pause the video again. Try it out for yourself. Uh, oh boy, I'm yawning. It's time for her to go to bed. Alright, here we go. Super speed. Again, order of operations says I should subtract the 1 first. Draw my line. We get tree. Then we have 1/2 x minus 2 squared. Again, order of operations. We need a times 2. Okay, times 2 to both sides. The 2 here kind of cancels all of that off. So then we have x minus 2 squared equals 6. Take the square root. You get x minus 2 equals plus minus 6. So we already know this doesn't reduce. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 2 to both sides. Not like terms. So x equals 2 plus minus root 6. It's okay to leave it like that. Perfectly okay. All right, let's look at another one. Well, pretty answer, but you know, did the exact same thing I did. Yada yada yada. Solve, solve, solve. All right, granted, you know, you can break it up, but and you can get the decimals if I was asking for them, which I don't think I was asking for them. Okay, good. So again, exact answer, very acceptable. Actually, not that. I don't know why I pointed at that. This is just solving it all the way to the decimals. I'm not all about being that extra unless I'm asking you for the decimals. But ideally, again, you would whittle it down here and split it to the plus minus. Hit the SD button on the calculator to get your decimals. Or the TIs would give you the decimal anyway. So, again, pick your battles. But you should be able to give me either one of them if I were to ask. Boop. Alright, go ahead, pause video, and try this one out while I listen to some music. Oh, here you go. It's the only thing keeping me going nowadays. Anyway, subtract 338. Draw a line. Ugh. I need to go to bed. Divide by 2. X squared equals negative. Let me get my handy dandy calculator. 338 divided by 2. 169. Take the square root. We get x plus minus. Uh-oh. Do y'all see that? You know what that means. No plus minus at all. There's just no real solutions. You can't take square root of a negative. Look at that. Saved me a bunch of work, didn't it? That says real. That's an R. Real. There. Oh, for crying out loud. Real. Real. Remember double R backbone. Real solution. Not happening. So, boop. In hindsight, when you whittle it down, you get the negative. You would split this up. Okay, again, I'm not expecting you to know how to do this, but you would separate them, and this bad boy turns into that I, which stands for imaginary number, which makes complex numbers. Again, you will talk about this in advanced algebra. I will not test you on it, and I just pray to God the OC doesn't ask you this, because again, it's not a standard you should know. I'm just giving you fun facts, because I'm all about those fun facts. Okay? So, for sake of a history lesson, because who knows how many times I'll use this video, Super Bowl just ended, and Kansas City won. Bow, bow, bow. All right, moving on. Boop. All right, we're gonna skip all this jazz, and you're gonna get your practice. I'm done. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow anymore. I will see you T minus 8 hours, I guess, for first block. Bye.